It's a new day in Vault 76, and you know what that means. Time to grab your Pip-Boy because we've got more Fallout 76 news to go over, including more information about that beta. How long is it going to last? Also, new artwork. Check this out. The Mothman Museum. We're going to go over this one in just a moment. And the power armor looks absolutely badass as well. And then, of course, we've got a new interview with Mr. Pete Hines himself. He talks about a lot of cool stuff in this interview that we will be going over together. So stay tuned to that, including the beta, of course. But he does extend his thoughts about PvP, gives some official information, new stuff about moving your camp around, the anti-grief system. He even talks a little bit about the future of the Fallout franchise and single player. Will it really be 100% single player after Fallout 76? Well, let's find out together. But also, I really wanted to mention again, if you guys are wanting constant updates about Fallout 76 and you don't want to miss them, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. Hit that notification icon, because no matter what, you won't miss a video if you do. It will end up in your email, because I know you guys want to stay up to date on all things Fallout 76. I know I do. I've been having a blast covering the news, and I really appreciate you guys sitting in on it as well. So let's dive in, shall we? So let's get into, first of all, the beta details, and then I think we'll go into the artwork next. I think you guys want to know about those beta details. So yeah, Pete Hines did confirm in this brand new interview that the beta will last for a week. And you have to remember, it's also going to be first on the Xbox One. So what does that mean? Does that mean, you know, Xbox One users would get it for an additional 2 days, 3 days, 4 days? I'm not too sure about that, if their beta experience is going to be longer. But what has also been confirmed previously is that we will be seeing, you know, those pre-betas, the early access to the betas. And that's going to be most likely granted to media outlets, but it has been confirmed that it's going to be randomized for pre-orders, so keep that in mind. But also, if you're wondering, well, you know, I'm curious about the beta, but I also want to see new stuff from gameplay, developer diaries, and stuff like that. Well, Bethesda did again confirm that we will be getting brand new gameplay between now and the release of the game, so look forward to that. They're going to be probably inviting out people to their studio and stuff like that, so stay tuned. So let's talk about, yes, the Mothman poster. This is freaking awesome. I saw this. I got so hyped for this because I am familiar with the Mothman prophecies and even, of course, the movie with Richard Gere, which, by the way, if you haven't seen it, again, check it out. This artwork really gets me so hyped for this game. I really do hope that this is like some sort of spooky quest line or event. And this is what the Mothman Festival official Facebook page said about it. They said, exclusive posters designed by Bethesda artists themselves, which go on sale starting Saturday at the Mothman Festival. Could this be the first sneak peek of what Mothman and the Mothman Museum might look like in the game? Mysterious face and happy smiley face. I think it is. Let's take a closer look at him there. So I'm so freaking curious to see what they're going to do with this now. You know, the prophecies involved, of course, this Mothman-type creature, which was really ominous and spooky and kind of gave people in West Virginia premonitions about death and horrible events and stuff like that. Is that something that could befall upon us? Will we be glimpsing into the future of the wasteland, perhaps, with the help of the Mothman? Could this be a way to really tease upcoming DLC, upcoming, you know, events coming to the Fallout 76 experience and open world? You know, I'm half expecting this game, since it is a live service game, to be treated very much like Fortnite, with the world changing, with new events, new weapons, of course, and stuff like that. And I hope it's, personally, I really do hope it's more extensive even than what Fortnite offers with their changing world. I always found that to be so cool. I mean, imagine something, you know, coming down from the sky and things change in the world, or perhaps, you know, a nuclear power plant explodes and it changes the map or something like that. There's a lot of opportunity, definitely, with the live service stuff, for sure. Okay, so we just went over the new Mothman artwork, of course, which, by the way, did you see the freaking power armor in this? We've got power armor and then some really cool outfits as well, which, of course, I would expect those to end up in the game in some way, shape, or form. But it's going to be cool to visit this location. It is going to be a location in the game, Mothman Museum. Yeah, that's going to be quite creepy to go in there, definitely. Everything about this game's looking creepy. I mean, look at these creatures here. All right, moving on. So this interview did go over some additional stuff here that we're going to be talking about right now. So you know what? Let's get into it. So what about companions? So there's going to be no companions in this game, which a lot of you might be kind of bummed out by, but the idea is the human players in the world will be your companions, kind of encouraging you to go out there, find new friends, and I think these group events and stuff like that will really encourage grouping up for sure. However, you got to remember, this is a live service game, so I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if Bethesda was like, hey, you know what? We are also going to be offering companions, perhaps as DLC. I want dog companions. That's what I want. I want like a dog meat type character. Now, they did speak a little bit more about multiplayer servers. We've got a ton of detail on that previously, but we've got some more information about how it's going to work, some new stuff here. So what's really cool about Fallout 76 and how that's going to work is that, let's pretend your buddy is playing the game already. You hop online, you say, I'm going to play Fallout 76, connect me to a server. Well, Fallout 76 is going to recognize your buddy is already in a server. If there's room in that server, they're going to drop you in that server with your friends. So they're going to try to keep you grouped up with your buddies. And I know another game that does this is, of course, GTA Online. And that game has it where it works pretty well, actually. Several times I've accidentally bumped into people that are on my friends list. And it would be great just to sneak up on your friend suddenly and try to stealth your way into the game in that way. Just to kind of troll, of course. But I see that being really cool. Hopefully all works, guys. Cross your fingers that the whole multiplayer stuff works. Now, they did also speak about moving around your camp, of course. Settlements and stuff will play an integral role in the game. Now, we do know that you can move around your camp with a cost to your cap. So we know that. But what if you move your camp from, say, a completely flat area that's in the middle of a farm, and then you want to move that exact blueprint up into more of a hilly, mountainous region? Well, what you're going to do is this, what Pete Hines says, you're going to put your camp device down first, and then from there, what you do is basically pick and choose the individual pieces that are basically saved, and then you plop those down. I don't think it costs, so it's not going to cost you anything, of course. You're going to plop those down. It's going to be a blueprinted type experience. So just keep that in mind. That's a little bit weird to hear, of course. I'm hoping that I can still find like a really flat area that's kind of similar to what I had previously, or terrain that's exact, and I can just plop down my entire civilization in one go. Boop, because rebuilding stuff is still rebuilding stuff. I consider a blueprint, you know, plopping it all down all at once. Let me know what you guys make of that. Post a comment down below if that's concerning to you, if that's going to be a bummer, because if nukes are going off like every time you play, especially near the end game, I can see that kind of being irritating if you're constantly losing your camp. Again, they said they're going to have to really watch the feedback on this game. So let's talk about PvP and anti-grief systems. Pete Hines did speak about this a little bit more. He did clarify this game is not meant for PvP peer players. You know, if you want a PvP in this game, he referred to it as a role-playing game in that regard. So you're going to have to view yourself as like a criminal, a wanted murderer, and stuff like that. You're going to have to play that role. Life is not going to be easy for you. It's going to definitely be a little bit difficult, and it might be a little bit rewarding, though, because if you do find other PvP players, the rewards would be a lot more. But the risk is a lot more, too. Now, also, you may have been playing the Black Ops 4 beta. I know I have. I've checked that out. And I think that Activision has done a pretty decent job with that for sure. Now, you guys know that when a player dies in that game, you'll notice that they drop kind of like a bag. All of their items aren't cluttered or anything like that. So what's going to happen in Fallout 76, if you kill a player in PvP, they will drop all their items in a bag in the same way, and then you'll be able to, pop up a menu and rummage through that bag. I think it's much like Black Ops 4's Blackout does it. So that's pretty cool, and I always thought that menu was nice and sleek in Black Ops 4's Blackout mode. So Pete Hines was also asked about the future of the Fallout franchise and the next Fallout game. Is it truly gonna be 100% single player or not? And it's really interesting because he wasn't sure about this. He was like, he's not sure what the next Fallout game will be, if it's 100% single player or not. So it seems like, to me, kind of backpedaled on previous statements, perhaps. But it's going to be interesting to see how they react if Fallout 76 is successful. And I think that's what they're going to have to gauge. And if they're going to have to make Fallout 5 single player, I do think it's going to be, a pure single player experience. But I think if Fallout 76 is extremely successful, guys, I think they're going to have to cater. I'm just going to say it. This is my opinion. Don't hate me for it, but I think they're going to have to cater to the online crowd. The online crowd is going to want more. But, again, it sounds like Pete Hines is just unsure about that statement. He doesn't want to comment about it right now, but what they have said previously, Bethesda, of course, they're very much invested in single player. You're going to be getting Elder Scrolls, Starfield, which all have core single player experiences. And I do expect Fallout 5 to be a heavily single player experience as well going forward. Perhaps it'll have some sort of additional multiplayer experience on top of it. Now, they also touched up on environmental storytelling. So when we talk about environmental storytelling, there we go. We've seen it in games like Left 4 Dead. So how will, explosions and nukes and other things affect this environmental storytelling? Can you just nuke it and then other players can experience? Well, these environmental elements will always stay, it seems. So you don't really have to worry about that. They will remain around the environment at all times to really preserve some sort of storytelling in Fallout 76. Also, let's talk about private servers and other things. So there were some questions asked about this, and Pete Hines did say there's no more details about private servers now. Not yet ready to discuss that, of course. And what has been previously said is, yes, private servers would be coming post-launch. It won't be their focus immediately out of the gates because they're going to be focused on feedback, making this game right. They're expecting to have some sort of rough edges with the launch. But they did say that private servers, their goal is to have private servers that support multiplayer mods, which I think would be freaking awesome. I hope they get that done right. I would be so hyped if they do. Okay, so Pete Hines was also asked about radio DJs, which was really a good question here. Could we see, someone act as a radio DJ? And the answer was he's uncertain about this as a feature, which was definitely an interesting answer. And it might just be up to the players, of course. So I think with that answer, if it's popular enough or a requested feature, perhaps we could see that in the future. But I don't know if it's going to be on the top of their list, of course. But you have to remember that there are musical instruments in the game as well. And what's really neat about this is if you do sit down and play together, the music will begin harmonizing. The instruments will harmonize into one melody, one tune. So it's not like you're battling each other. So it's not going to be like that. They're going to make it where it's kind of more cohesive in that regard. So guys, there it is. All the latest happenings around Fallout 76, the beta, and of course, this freaking awesome Mothman Museum poster artwork. Looks freaking awesome. That makes me totally hyped for the game. I cannot wait to explore the Mothman Museum with you guys. Looking forward to it. But guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned here to Open World Games for more, Fallout 76, Open World Gaming goodness, and so much more. Remember to subscribe, hit that bell icon, that notification icon, to receive my videos. Or you may miss out on the news. You may miss out on brand new Fallout 76 gameplay. Because I am on it, I will have all of this for you guys. But guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more. And I will see you soon enough in the Wasteland.